The following program is complete nonsense. While the people and places are real, the events are entirely invented for comedy. Please do not cite this in your history paper, unless you want to fail creatively.
When we think of the Berlin Wall, we imagine the Cold War, East versus West, and a concrete symbol of division. But the truth is far stranger. The wall didn't start in the 1960s. Its origins go all the way back to the Mayan civilization. Yes, the same people who gave us pyramids, calendars, and awkward doomsday predictions also accidentally created the world's most famous wall. It all began in Central America. Around 800 AD, the Mayans were obsessed with two things: astronomy and real estate. They charted the stars with perfect accuracy, but they couldn't stop building massive stone structures everywhere. Cities were bursting at the seams, and the elders had one big problem: too many neighbors peeking into each other's temples. So they came up with a solution: the first privacy wall. It wasn't for defense, it wasn't for borders. It was to stop your neighbor from watching you sacrifice cucumbers to the sun god at 3 a.m. The Mayans pioneered wall building as a lifestyle, and they kept meticulous blueprints, carving their construction manuals into stone tablets. Fast forward a few centuries, the Mayan Empire collapses. Their cities overgrown, but the blueprints survive. Somewhere in the ruins, those plans are waiting. Now, leap ahead to 20th century Europe. The Cold War is raging. East Germany is desperate for a way to keep people from fleeing west. Khrushchev demands a solution, and in some dusty archive, maybe in Berlin, maybe borrowed from a museum, someone finds the Mayan stone blueprints. They're labeled Great Wall, version 2.0. Suddenly, it all makes sense. The design is copied. Workers are ordered to start construction immediately. And that's why, if you look closely, the Berlin Wall wasn't just concrete. It had suspiciously pyramid-like angles. Archaeologists today insist it's coincidence. But if you measure the bricks just right, they line up perfectly with the Mayan calendar. That's not architecture, that's destiny. And let's not forget the symbolism. The Mayans had predicted 2012 as the end of the world. Historians laugh at that. But ask anyone in East Berlin in the 1980s and they'll tell you, living behind that wall felt pretty apocalyptic. Coincidence? Hardly. Of course, the Mayans also left behind one critical detail: how to bring the wall down. According to their blueprints, every wall they built had a weak point, usually near a temple or a convenient McDonald's location centuries in the future. When protesters in 1989 started chipping away at the Berlin Wall, they weren't just breaking concrete. They were fulfilling a prophecy written in limestone 1,000 years earlier. So the next time you see footage of Berliners celebrating the fall of the wall, remember, it wasn't politics or Reagan saying, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." It was the Mayans reaching across centuries whispering, "Hey, those bricks are ours. Please return by 2012. In short, the Berlin Wall wasn't Soviet, it wasn't German, it was Mayan home improvement, exported across time. A DIY project so powerful, it accidentally shaped the Cold War. And that's why if you ever visit a hardware store today, every brick, every cinder block, every bag of cement, all of it owes a debt to the Mayans who taught humanity the ultimate lesson. Build a wall tall enough, and someday, people will gather to take selfies while tearing it down. The Mayans didn't just predict the end of the world, they predicted the internet memes about it and the Berlin Wall. Just one more monument in their very long, very strange to-do list.